Hey guys, Cody here, KIG Outdoors, and as you can tell behind me, we're in the shop. And I know what you're saying. Why aren't you out in the woods hunting? If it was only that easy. But anyway, if you've obviously you've clicked this video for one reason. Obviously there's a big picture of one of these sitting on the thumbnail, and got your attention. So what we're going to be doing today is building one of these gravity corn feeders for deer. And not only that, we're going to build two of them for under $20. That's the goal. That's what we're going to do. And that's our project for today. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I went out into the field, and I have one of these that's already built. Nothing like this. It's just basically a straight PVC pipe with a 90 on it, with a an open feeding area for the deer, and a cap, a removable cap. And it's sitting on an aluminum pole. It sits about 4 foot off the ground, and obviously I'm 6'7" and it's taller than me. Now, one of the big problems that I had with this feeder is every time I went out there, I either had a 5-gallon bucket full of corn, I had a 50-pound bag full of corn, and it was almost next to impossible to fill this thing without taking it down and putting it on the ground, or getting on the back of the four-wheeler or the golf cart or the truck and slowly trying to fill that little 4-inch hole full of corn. It's the same feeder, same 4-inch pipe, 90-degree angle, but you can remove the cartridge. Now, I know what you're sitting there thinking, okay, wow, you made a pipe with a removable cartridge. Yeah, that's what I did. What this does is, not only for me, and hopefully for you guys, it gets you in a place where you can fill this up and not be in a risk of falling, hurt yourself, be out there in the woods by yourself and fall off your four-wheeler, break your damn neck, nobody know. And it's just simpler. I mean, you're not going to spill all your corn on the ground, which that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I mean, deer eat corn off the ground all day long, but I come with the intentions of filling my cartridge up, and that's what I intend to do. Oh, I forgot to go over the gauge. So not only do I have this, but I have a gauge system. Basically, there is a weight that sits inside of this. So when you fill the canister up, the weight falls down, you fill it full of corn, and then you flip the canister upside down, and that weight sits right here on top of the corn. And as the corn gets ate, the weight falls. And as the weight falls, there is a nut here. It's basically an indicator that rises, and the higher up it goes, the less corn you got. Something just simple as that will make your day a lot easier. So I'm not saying that this deer feeder can't be made for cheaper than $20. There's some things that you can do to get the price even down even more. So I say that all this costs $20, and guys, I can make this for $10 if you have the right things. One of them being one of these little bad boys. A 10 off at Lowe's. Well, you're saying, well, that's just $10. Well, that's another cartridge you can make, because that $10 just bought you another 4-inch 10-foot stick of PVC pipe. So that could be 2 more cartridges you could have to take out in the woods with you, or fill at home, have them so that you can take them out. Guys, it can be done. It can be done cheaper. You just got to know what you're doing. You got to know where to save the money and pinch them pennies, or spend the money to save yourself time. It's always a battle. Can I save myself 5 minutes worth of time, but it's going to cost me $3? Big whoop, right? Well, sometimes it is. Some people don't want to spend $100 on something, and you can make it for $20. I mean, that's this guy. So guys, like I said, it can be done cheaper. So don't think that it can't be. I'm just giving you a rough estimate on everything that I have behind me. I wrote as you can see, I wrote the price on all the parts. Remember, it's ×2. So I've already got one made. We're going to make the second one. So let's get started. Alright guys, first thing up is a 4-inch piece of sewer. Now that's a key thing, sewer pipe, which is really thin. The diameter on it is a lot thinner than actual buying PVC. The good thing about this is the price is a lot cheaper than regular PVC. It doesn't have such a high of a crush point, melting point, and all that other stuff. But guys, you're feeding deer with it. You don't need all that other stuff. This is going to work just fine. This was $9.49 at Lowe's, and You can get this all day long there. It's they've got an endless supply of it. So the next thing I got is a 90-degree elbow. Now remember, all this is ×2. So all this is ×2, except for the pipe. You only need one pipe. I didn't specify that, and I wanted to make sure that y'all realize it's only one pipe. Two 90-degree elbows at $2.30. One coupler, I think it was $1.37, and then one cap, which I don't have the price on this one. It was $2.08. There is a procedure in this build. I want to go ahead and, before we start the build, go ahead and talk about it real quick. This is a cap. Basically, you can times this by 2 if you want to do this. So another additional $4.16 can be spent on this project, which would make it a whopping almost $25 to build this setup for 2 deer feeders. Now, the way that you cheat and you save money is PVC actually has a really low melting point. So basically, you can boil water, put this in there, heat it up, and after you cut it in half, after you made the shape, we'll go over it here in a minute, you can literally just push down on it and it's going to roll this end point up, and it's going to hold itself like the memory. The memory of the PVC pipe is going to hold itself there, and it's going to dry, and it's always going to stay in that position. Now with that being said, you can simply put an end cap on this, just like this. This is a different style, and we'll go over it here in a minute. Just put an end cap on it, and bam, you're done. You have basically a cap, and your corn's gonna come out and it's not gonna fall out. So yes, you can spend more money on this all day long, or you can take it and save yourself $4 by just heating that PVC pipe up and making your own end cap. It's your choice. Step 1, take a giant piece of PVC pipe and cut it in half. Cut it with whatever you have: hacksaw, chainsaw, circular saw, jigsaw, Dremel, pocket knife if you think that you can do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but whatever. However you cut this pipe, cut it in half. Step 2, take half of giant piece of PVC pipe and cut 18 inches of it off. Step 3, take 18 inches that you cut and cut 8 inches off of that pipe, leaving you with 10 inches. Step 4, you should have 3 pieces: 42 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. Step 5, take PVC pipe that's 42 inch long, install coupler. Step 6, take 42 inch PVC pipe, install end cap. Step 7, take 8 inch piece of PVC pipe and install to the 90-degree elbow. Step 8 involves you doing some cutting. Now, if you remember me earlier talking about the little time saver versus this bad boy, this is the part that you can either save yourself some time or you can make one of these. And so we're going to make them 2 ways. So this one, we're going to use the cap. Install cap on 10-inch piece of pipe. Step 9, put it on the other end, mark all the way around pipe. Step 11, take pipe, make a mark halfway where you want the opening, and go cut this out. Now guys, this can be a very tricky thing, and what I mean by that is it's a small pipe. I would recommend doing it by like hacksaw, Dremel, something that you're not going to jeopardize your fingers or jeopardize your health in any shape, way, or form. Now I did use a circular saw to cut this, but then I used a jigsaw to cut it lengthwise. That's why it's not pretty. And guys, it doesn't matter if it's straight, it doesn't matter if it's crooked, it doesn't matter if it's wavy, blah blah blah, it doesn't matter if it's not even halfway. Just get it as close as you can. It's not crucial. The only people that are going to see this is people that are trespassing on your land and looking at your deer feeder and the deer. So I don't think the deer care. So step 12, boom, drill holes. So in this step, just drill some random holes, big enough where the corn won't fall out of them. I think I used a 5/16 bit on this. Might have been a little bigger, 1/4 inch, but anyway, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Drill them anywhere you want. Just make sure you use a size that's small enough that the corn won't fall out of. All this is so that when it rains, the corn that is exposed will dry out because it can lose the moisture out the bottom. No big deal there, guys. Step 13, take 90-degree pipe, install 10-inch piece of pipe that has been cut. Step 14, install cap. Step 15, boom, you're done. Now guys, it is that simple. Now there is two things that you can do when it comes to making all these joints sealed, connected, however you want to call it. I personally don't want to use glue on this because, you know, I like to be able to take my stuff apart. Not only that, is I don't like the glue. I don't like the glue for the simple fact it is strong. But you know, if you're going to paint this with spray paint, heck, go with the glue, because I mean the spray paint's just as strong. As you can tell, that one that I did earlier is made out of tape, which it probably has a real strong smell anyway on the adhesive, but I just feel like it's a little less loud, let's say, for instance. With that being said, I always screw my fittings. I'll put 2 screws on each side. Bam, 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 bam. And I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Guys, like I said, you can glue yours. No big deal. Just make sure that you leave this connection unglued and unscrewed. So we'll get back with you. And there you go, guys. Screwed off and ready to go. This literally, you can go out to the, put it on a T-post, put it on a tree, clamp it right here. I made sure that I gave myself a good clamping spot. You can take plumber's tape, you can take anything, string, ratchet strap around the tree. You know, you just want to make sure that you get it good and tight. With that being said, that is it. That is it on making this gravity feeder. Now, if you want to make the little site reference little ideal I come up with, we'll do that real quick. So, all right, guys. So the first step you want to do when adding the sight glass or the reference checker is you want to take off the top cap. Before you take cap off, make sure that you mark around the top of it so you know how far down that cap comes. So after you've took the cap off and made your line, you want to go right directly below that line and drill you a small hole. And it can be the same size that you use for your drain holes, so don't be alarmed by that. You just go ahead and drill out that hole. Next step, you need to go get you some sort of weight. Go get you a Tostitos jar. That's what I chose to use. You can get anything that you can apply weight to. Guys, it doesn't have to be this. Go get anything you want. What you want to do is take your Tostitos lid, drill a hole right in the middle, and take you a piece of string. Guys, it can be anything. It can be braid, it can be nylon string. This is actually catfishing string for like jugging and stuff like that. I got it at Walmart real cheap a long time ago and had it laying around over there. You can use braid, you can use any kind of rope that you can get your hands on. So after you thread your line through, go get you a nut. It can be any kind of nut. Basically all you're doing is making a stopper on the back side of that lid. It doesn't have to be this big. It can be a 3/8 nut. It can be anything with a hole in it. It can be a washer. It doesn't matter. All you're doing is tying a knot in that string so the lid can't come off. And that's all that is to that. So after you have that installed, go ahead and put your cap back on. You can fill it full of rocks, whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter. But next step is installing it actually in the pipe. Go ahead and get your pipe. Take your Tostitos jar that you have your hole and your string attached to, and go ahead and insert it into the pipe. And that is the main reason that we took the cap off, is so that we can get in there and get access to this hole that we drilled. Now after you thread it through, you just want it to come out just like this. Next step, get you another nut. Go ahead and tie that nut off too. So I forgot to tell you in that process that you want to go ahead and let your string go down to almost where the bottom of the coupler reaches. So the Tostitos jar is going to slide all the way down, and you're basically going to cut it off at the top and have, you know, an inch or two hanging out. It doesn't have to be right up on it. It doesn't have to be all the way down. Guys, this is just a reference point. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. It's just giving you a rough estimate. So basically you let that Tostitos jar go down to the cap or the coupler, and cut it off and tie you a nut to it. Next step, reinstall the cap. So after you've installed the cap back onto the pipe, one thing that I want to point out is that you want to leave the screw just out just a little bit. I choose to use screws in this. If you glued it, you're going to have to go back and add screws to this. Basically, you just want to leave it out 1/4 of an inch, back it out. You want to do it there, and you want to do it directly below it in as straight as line as you can possibly make it in the other spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a string from here to here so that nut can ride on that string and it's not sitting there blowing in the wind, scaring away your deer and everything else. So we'll go ahead and make that real quick. So guys, before you install your string, I just made this mistake. Make sure that you thread it through the nut. That way you don't have to retie it like I just did. So something else I want to say is I didn't do nothing but put 2 loops on an end so that I can hook this in case I ever need to take it off out in the field. It's simply just pull, and you've got it. This string does not need to be tight. It can be loose. It does not need to be banjo picking tight. So there you go, guys. So you have installed your little sight gauge that we've come up with, and you can tell right here how it works. Just simple as that. As the corn falls, the weight drops, the nut goes up. So there's 2 things that I want to go over real quick. We just got the gauge put on the actual cartridge. This is the part that I had to do a little bit of thinking about. I called my dad in on this one, and he kind of helped me out. And if you want to do this step, you can. You don't have to. You can just simply, you know, take it off out in the woods, put it on the ground, fill it up, and real quickly, try to put it back on. Whatever corn you spill is what you spill. So what we come up with is a way to keep your corn in there when you flip it over. On the original canister, I've actually went ahead and installed one of these, and it's nothing more than cutting halfway through the PVC pipe, as you can see, and putting a little notch on the back side. The reason that we made that is so that when you flip this upside down, the corn doesn't fall out, or if you fill your cartridge up at home, your corn doesn't all spill out. And all you really have to do is, you know, take one of the PVC pipe ends, trace it on a piece of plastic. I think I used an old antifreeze jug that was empty for years. Thin plastic, make it out of whatever you want. And after you've got your notches cut in to the pipe, you can easily slide this in. Once your corn's been filled up, you know, you've already filled your corn up, and slide this in, and you have a cap. You can take this down so that nothing will come out of it. And once you get out to the other half of your feeder, and you slide your cartridge on, you can just rip that piece of plastic out, and all the corn will fall down, and you're good to go. Take this home for the next one. So last thing I want to go over with you real quick is every PVC pipe that you ever buy will have a male and a female end. And if you notice, I only put down in the description that you will only need 1 coupler. The reason that you only need 1 coupler is because, like I said, every pipe has a male and female end. And I had took in consideration to try to utilize the female end on this pipe so that you wouldn't have to buy 2 couplers. Just driving that price down, trying to keep it under $20. And so that's why if you paid any attention and you only seen 1 coupler on the list, and I've only talked about 1 coupler, that's why, because you only need 1. The other one is actually already built in. Alright guys, that's all I've got. That wraps it up. That pretty much the rest is on you to go out in the woods and put these things up. I probably will do a slight review on these. I've got some corn and some different things I'm wanting to put in these, and muzzle loaders coming up, so I probably will be going out this weekend and putting these up. So I might try to do a quick little segment on how to install these. It shouldn't be too hard, guys. Like I said, you can put it on T-post, tree, whatever you want. Ratchet strap it, put a clamp on the T-post, whatever it takes just to hold it up. Alright guys, that sums up my video. I hope this helps you. I hope you enjoyed it, and like every video that I've ever made, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, give me some thumbs up, give me some love down there, and tell your friends, tell your mom, share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook, tell the guy down the road. Also guys, we have a Facebook page now. and we have an Instagram page. So give me some love on there. The both of them is KIG Outdoors. I don't have a whole lot of huge followings on that, and so I'm gonna start trying to get the word out about it, and try to get those built up a little bit. With that being said, guys, one more thing. I want to tell each and every one of you, thank you for subscribing. If you subscribed to me that last week during the giveaway, it really means a lot to me. We went from somewhere around 95 subscribers to 182 subscribers, and I mean, guys, I wish my wife was here to tell you right now. It just blew me out. It just blew me away, guys. I couldn't ask for a better result. So we ended up giving away 3 T-shirts, and I don't want to keep mentioning their names. They may not want to be their names mentioned. So if you haven't seen who won, you can go back to the giveaway video and actually see where we went live and did the random picks. Guys, I can't tell you thank you enough. We are sitting at 223 subscribers right now, and guys, we gained another almost 40 subscribers since the giveaway in a week. And guys, I appreciate every subscriber that has subscribed. Thank you, guys. So with that being said, that's all I have, and look forward to that pecan pie review video, and also maybe some installation on how to install these out in the woods and film and everything else. So with that being said, guys, we'll catch you on the next video.